Hey, what's up, David? Quick demo video for you for your Starkiller variant by Space Junk Sabers. Got this done today. I would have had this done yesterday. I had to do some modifications, and we'll go over some of those here, but it's all done now. Install the Proffie V2 that we talked about. Two buttons set up. So your front switch is your activation, and your back switch is your auxiliary over here in the clamp card area, or the switch box. You've got CC Sabers LEDs in here for your main PCB. And then you've got a crystal chamber here. So that crystal chamber is wired independently from the blade, so it does some different things. I put one font on here to demo for you so that you could see what it can do. And then I left the stock font package on here for you. So to get to everything, what you want to do is unscrew the handle. Now the handle is going to be tight when you take it off. And we'll go over that when I take it off here. So we'll unscrew this. Now about right here where you can just start to see the board, it gets really tight. So you're just going to have to pull on it a little bit. It'll get a little bit better over time. But what's happening is in this handle, it goes from about 1.02 inch diameter all the way to this, like where this piece meets the handle. It drops all the way down to 0.98 inches, and then it goes back to a 1.02 past that joint right there. So what that does is it creates a divot in the handle like that all the way around it, and I had to get past that. I had to get past that for the speaker and then for the battery compartment. So I went with a 0.99 inch chassis, but I had to sand it quite a bit, and it's still pretty tight. But it does go on and off. I tested it several times before I make these videos. Just be aware that when you're putting it on, it's tight, and then when you're taking it off, it's tight as well. Your chassis retention screw is going to be this guy right here. It bites right down into the chassis, and it bites down pretty deep. I wanted this chassis to be locked down super tough so that it wouldn't come loose or twist on you when you're putting that handle on and off because of that tightness that we talked about. Okay, then you got a removable battery setup. So spring side, here's your negative. You can see your Proffie board right here. So easy access to your micro USB, but you will need to pop it up to get to your SD card, and you can do all that without moving the chassis. So just take that piece of art tape off that I've got right there, if you can see that. You can pop the board up like that, do what you need to do, and then snap it back down into place, and then put you a piece of art tape or something right there. There is a divot in the chassis for a piece of art tape. You can barely see it right there. All right, so it wraps around there, holds the board down nice and firm, and everything's good to go. For the switch box, I had to take the switch box off and do a new wire path. The one that was currently in it was right underneath the switch. So that wouldn't work when the switch was sitting down on this shell and the box was all the way down. It kinked the switch. So you need to have those wire paths either in front of or behind where the switch placement is. So I had to redo that for this switch and then also for the back one as well. I did not glue down this guy right here. If you tighten this or loosen it, or if you loosen it all the way, you can pull your switch box off. And I left that there in case you need maintenance in the future, but it's firm on there now. It's not going anywhere, and both your buttons are actuating like they should. Let's throw a battery in this guy real quick. So this has a 24 millimeter Smuggler's Outpost speaker in it. And now with the battery in, we'll put the handle on. And again, you're going to put it on about right here, and it's going to get pretty tight on you because we've met now this piece right here that's got that indentation in it. So again, you can get past it. Just be careful, right? Push it past it. It'll go on, and then you can screw the handle on. So we got that handle screwed all the way on. I've got your crystal doing a little something when the saber is off right here, so it's just pulsating. I think this is the heartbeat code, and then you've got motion controls. So you got your LEDs in there firing up like they should. This goes to a solid color, but when you hit auxiliary for blaster deflex, you can see it in your crystal. And then you could twist off. Or you could come over here and hit activation. a good smooth swing. Make sure this is super solid for you. And then tap it again and turn it off. Just like that. We'll throw a blade in here. Your blade retention's right here, and you will need to use that. This takes a 1-inch diameter NeoPixel blade. And then we'll lock it down with a blade retention screw. So again, this is just my test blade, but it is set up for the full-length blade that you and I talked about. You do have battle mode, so if you hit the blade or the saber, you get blade lockup. You won't necessarily see the blade lockup on my test blade because it's so small, but on a normal size blade, you'll see that right in the middle of your blade, and you'll see it in your crystal chamber. So you pull away from it. To change sound fonts, you just hit auxiliary. Now we're into the stock sound fonts. The crystal is not programmed to do anything when the saber's off, and then it will mimic the blade on these. So you see you got that turquoise blade, and then you got that same in your crystal. It's a nice blue blade. I think there's about 6 of these on here. So this is kind of a fire blade, but you can see it really good in your crystal. Just like that. And then we'll go ahead and take the blade out. So yeah, everything on here is working like it should. This is my last demo before my vacation that I go on early in the morning tomorrow. If I hear from you before then, I'll package this up and have my wife send it out or something. But because you are in a different time zone and different country than me, I may not hear from you in time. But anyway, that is your saber. Let's go over taking the battery out real quick. So we just want to unscrew the handle, obviously. One more time, I'm going to remind you about the tightness in the handle, right? So when you get this unscrewed, you'll be able to get it off a certain way, and then you'll feel that tightness. Just come over here and pull it out. And then by the positive side, by the speaker, you can pull this battery out with your fingers just like that. Now that is your saber. Let me know if you got any questions. If not, I gotta put this on carefully. I will get this out in the mail to you as soon as I get back, or it can go out tomorrow, possibly. All right, thanks, man.